Dr. Ouma Oluga, the Principal Secretary, the State Department for Medical Services. And thank you very much, sir, for making time out of your busy schedule, really, to be with us tonight.
Right.
You're welcome.
This is part of work, so there's no thanking us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, let's start with the good news because, I mean, it appears like there's some ray of hope, particularly for UHC staff, because part of what the hue and cry has been about their absorption into permanent and pensionable basis, and now appears like you already have a solution as a ministry with the Council of Governors.
Yeah, so that's part of the problems that we found in the ministry.
Yes.
And I think I have to state that we've really worked hard. I have to thank the Council of Governors for the collaboration. You note that previously, just April when I came in as PS, there was a lot of demonstrations. They had done almost 1 year of strikes. But also I have to thank the Cabinet Secretary because he's been quite receptive. You know, I have a union background, so I know all the issues. In fact, sometimes I say that I know the issues more than the workers themselves. Yeah, and not in a bad way because I have been there, I've been in that space. I know how that space looks like. So when I gave the proposal that this is how we solve it, the CS agreed, and that's how we have managed to work with the Council of Governors. And you've seen first with the approval of His Excellency the President, we put them on salaries on September, and now with the work between the President again and the summit and presented by the CS, we have now found a way of working with the governors to put it in the Division of Revenue Allocation. So I think that all issues of human resource, to be honest, is behind us. Okay. And let me say it like this: His Excellency the President William Ruto is very clear about healthcare, and now in healthcare he has 4 agendas. You know, people just hear about SHA, but let me say the 4 key priority things.
Go ahead.
One is the health financing. We will talk about that. SHA.
Yeah.
The second one is the human resources for health. So when the President came into office, he inaugurated something that was passed in 2017, but has never been given life. It is called the Kenya Health Human Resources Advisory Council. He called them State House. He is the first president to inaugurate it. The second thing that he's done is the issue about community health promoters. 107,000 community health promoters. For the first time, government is paying them. He gave them also kits. Every one of them has a jacket, has a bag. That bag has a blood pressure, blood sugar. That is still human resource. And then the third thing, which is very important, of course, initially we had all of these issues, you know, for the last 2 years. But I believe with now our entry into the ministry, and particularly for me, I have to thank His Excellency because of giving me the opportunity to serve. And sometimes I have to say that, you know, the responsibility also really falls with us, those of us who work in the public service, to put before His Excellency, the President, a solution. And when we did this, he took it and he has now solved all the workers' issues. I understand the CBAs, I understand. So that's the UHC, the doctors, CBRAs, the nurses. You have seen, in fact, the other day I was with the president of the National Nurses Association, and more than 20,000 of them want to go to the State House to just say thank you to the president. Like we've never had, we have always had situations where 20,000 nurses want to come to the street to demonstrate. But this is a situation where 20,000 want to. They're asking me, can we just go to say thank you? I'm like, okay, the best way to say thank you is to serve patients so that patients can also feel as nice, you know, and then that is, so HR is a big deal. The third one, which we are really working on, is the availability of commodities, medicines, the availability of equipment in hospitals. So we have there a number of things. We have the equipment program, which the President has talked about a lot. We have the issues around KEMSA. We have the issues there around biovacs to make sure vaccines are there. Again, when we came into office, I think you know that vaccines has always been a problem. For the 15 years I've worked in healthcare, there is no single year that there's been, you can Google, you can check every single year. There's always been a vaccine problem.
And we are planning to begin production this year?
Now, we have solved the, first of all, we've solved the vaccine problem. As at now, the vaccine is the other day I met with pediatricians, my senior doctors, and they were asking me, what have you done? Because this is the first time that pediatricians have not come to Afya House to hold a meeting with the minister or with the principal secretary to talk about, this thing they call advocacy. This thing they used to call advocacy, which there has been a lot of funding of NGOs in the name of advocacy, where they come, they take a picture with the PS or a minister in the name of advocacy. that thing is gone. Because what are you advocating for? It's done. It's already done. So we solved it. Now, about the manufacturing, we have we've laid the ground. Remember 2 weeks ago, myself and my minister, Duale, we were in the Kenya Biovax, Embakasi. Now, we have worked to get funding from the World Bank, and we've gotten 120 million US dollars. That is 12 billion, to set up a manufacturing for vaccines. For the first time, Kenya is going to produce its own vaccines. We spend around 11 billion buying vaccines. So that money is now going to be here, and we are going to save half of it. Because when we set our own factory, it means we don't have to import vaccines, which we spend a lot of money. Now, that's the money given to us by Gavi. Now, all that money, we are going to save it, and then now do something else. Now, we want to produce the first vial of vaccines in 2027. So right now, we have laid the foundation. They have done the water. They have done the building. They have done the warehouse. Now, this year, we are going to now do the factory. To start doing the factory. Doing the factory will take around 16 months. So that by 16 months, so that by June of 2027, we will do what is called the test vial. And then by April of 2028, we will now do what we call the vaccine production. And that's, we are quite clear that. Then the last bit is about digitization, to make sure that the healthcare system is connected, it's unified. The information you see is the information I see. Right now, by the way, even anyone watching me out there, you just go to www.afyayangu.com. You register yourself. You can even see your SHA balances. You can see how last you paid. If you have a smartphone, you can go on the app. It is an application. You go on Google Store. You download it. You go on iStore. If you're an iPhone person, you download it. Like what you see is what I see. So we don't even have to struggle. You just put your name, your ID number, your phone number. Kila kitu nywe, hiyo inaitwa digitization. What the hospital sees is what SHA sees, is what the patient sees. I've just been talking to somebody right now, a civil servant who is in hospital, and was telling me that actually as I was walking in, that they're in hospital, but it's taking 5 hours for SHA to approve, that it is taking too long. I just called, his ID was entered. The hospital is lying to him that they have sent the notification. The notification has not yet been sent. You understand? Yeah. So right now, and this is where we are going. By the way, it's going to be easy. And you don't have to call me. You can call 147. We have a call center. We receive 3,000 calls every day. And they just ask you, hey, where are you? The last time I was in the call center, randomly, somebody called from a hospital in Kisii. You just enter, what's your name? Or you said, okay, what's your name? I enter there, you find you're 17 years, does not have an ID. Do you have a birth certificate? Okay, you don't have a birth certificate. Who is the nearest person? Who is your guardian? We can check and we can tell the hospital, here is a true problem. This one we may not be able to solve here. Now we have to do what we call identification. This one we can solve. So anyway, because a lot of things.
It's a very rosy picture that you paint around SHA. But where is the disconnect, particularly between public perception, public complaints, and the rosy picture of the Ministry of Health that says this system is working? Where is the disconnect?
The disconnect is in education of both the hospitals and the and the people. And I want to give you a very clear, you know me, I like giving very practical examples. You know, I deal with very practical examples. This morning, this morning, a friend of mine texted me. There's a patient in Mpisha. Mpisha is here in Nairobi. Okay? So Mpisha did a bill to a patient. The bill is quite a lot, around 2 million. And then, you know, the guy was sending me, hey, PS, there seems to be a problem because MP Shah has said Shah is only going to pay 40,000. This is a real case. I'm reading it on my phone here. I can give you to read it for your viewers. Then I said, hey, so sorry, there must be a problem. So I said, send me the bill. So I sent Shah the bill. Then MP Shah broke down. You know, one of the things, and this is a true story, they said 8 nights of the HDU. HDU means high dependency unit. It's the next one before ICU. Okay? Which Shah is paying 28,000. MP Shah had not billed Shah. They wanted the patient to pay. You understand? They did a procedure which is opening of the chest. It's called thoracotomy, where you if you are doing the a surgery, you have to open the chest and then do the procedure. The thorax, I think all of us understand thorax. So when you open it, it's called thoracotomy. Now that thoracotomy, Shah is paying 201,600 shillings. This is here. It is real story. Okay? Now MP Shah had not billed this. That is 400,000. So 8 nights by 28,000 is 224,000. Then you add the surgery, 200,000. That Shah is paying for. You understand? That MP Shah did not bill.
Shah.
So I sent this to Shah. Then they just told me the hospital here, the hospital has not billed us the following, which they have signed a contract to bill. So you understand? So there is, and that is why I'm here. That is why I'm here, John. And this is where we have to plug the gap. Because the Shah story is not a rosy story. It is a true story. Okay? This is a true story. Now, then I got to the hospital. The hospital got back to me. You know what they told me? And I'll read it verbatim. Good morning, Daktari. The billing team is ready for the additional applications, awaiting the family the necessary documentation. I will update you. Now, the case is solved. Now, this is 90% of the problems we are having. And either it is happening deliberately by some hospitals because, and you know, they do this, then later on sometimes they bill Shah, but you have already paid them. So that is what we call fraud. Or they do this unknowingly because they have not taken time to read what Shah pays for. There is something that you can Google, even at home when you are watching me. Just go on the internet and do something called Shah benefit package. Even you can do it there. You can just Google it there and show it on the screen for our viewers. Now that Shah benefit package, okay, it has a list of all the services that Shah is paying for. Okay? Now this is what hospitals need to read. You know the old story of you just treat people and then you send a bill to NHIF is gone. We have a new system where if you do this surgery, you can't say you did surgery. You have to say the surgery you did. And you must take those surgical notes. We call them theater notes. You must put them there. We must know who is the surgeon that did. And you know, when that has been done, the surgeon must be registered. The medicines that you used must be registered. So we are recording everything on the digital system. So there is no room. That is why you find some funny hospitals, either they don't know or there is some ukora. Either way, we are correcting it using information. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you for inviting me because these practical cases show wananchi that the problem is information. And sometimes the problem is transparency.
And as you talk about transparency piece, because this is very interesting, and particularly some of the hospitals that you mentioned, because I would not want to imagine that the management of such a hospital would not have gone through this package. In instances where it appears like it's near sabotage of SHA, taking as a ministry, so that members of the public do not suffer out of the ignorance of a facility.
Yes, so out of the ignorance of a facility, we have instituted something that we are calling SHA clinics. SHA clinics, we are now doing regular training. We have already trained out of 200,000 healthcare workers. Okay? Those are people who treat you in hospital. All the workers, the way we have 400,000 teachers, we have thousands of police, we have 200,000 across all hospitals, whether it is private or public. The hospitals that have contracts with SHA, they are 10,000. Now, these hospitals that have contract with SHA, we have now trained 55,000 workers. Okay? We still have 150,000 to go. Okay? And once we train you, we don't want to hear a problem.
Yes.
So that problem is slowly coming to an end. But we also have something called SHA clinics. The SHA clinics, we go to a particular county or a particular facility, like the other day we were in Tenwek, because Tenwek had some few challenges. And I usually like to be extremely truthful. That's why I mention even the name of the hospital, because I know, like for example, today the medical director of MPSHA knows I spoke with him. So it is on record, yeah? And of course, we are not saying this in bad faith. So we go to Tenwek, we said, okay, what is your problem? Your problem is this. We sit down. We sit down with the finance team, we sit down with the medical team, we sit down even with the doctor to ask the doctor, what is the challenge that you've been complaining about? Let's go one by one. When we leave there, no problem. We know that this may take time for the entire country, but the system is so simple. And the number 147, if you call it, you will be taken through everything I'm saying. You will even be taken through those clinics. So we are just appealing to members of the public. We are appealing to our hospitals. Let us adhere and implement the President's universal healthcare agenda. This is something that is so personal. Like now, this my friend, the civil servant, yeah? He works in parliament, by the way. And it's just that because he has my number. There are many Kenyans who don't have my number.
Sure.
So we must have a way of making sure that our system is working and it is simple, with or without knowing somebody. Okay? Now he has waited for 5 hours for his surgery to be approved, yet the hospital tells him that no, we are waiting. Yet the hospital has not notified the social health authority. You understand?
Yeah.
So those are cases which it looks like we need to bring a bit more humanity into the healthcare system, so that we just take time. We know that me as a hospital reading this social health benefit package, translating it, making sure that my systems in the hospital are aligned. Every hospital, we are now encouraging them to have a few clerks who are specifically trained on the SHA benefit package. Okay. So that when somebody comes, they just enter your ID. When the doctor writes something, they can know, for you, this is the service that SHA is paying for, so that they align the way they write their notes, they align the way they treat you with what SHA has said. We have had a bit of resistance. The resistance, in Kenya, when something comes new, there's a lot of, it's not working. The other day we were in Bomet, and there was a story. In fact, it is online. So again, this is a story of online, where a young man was saying, SHA is not working, SHA is not working. So we called him. You can, that video, I think you will have it so that you can play it. We called him, okay, we want to help you. Bring your ID. Entering his ID, he's not a member. He's not registered. Okay? That is why we are also encouraging more Kenyans to register.
Okay.
And by the way, that's another good story. So far, 29 million.
29 million Kenyans
29 million.
already enrolled.
When I became PS, it was just 11. So I can say that my performance, within 8 months, I have gotten 18 million Kenyans. That is not just a vote of confidence. That is credibility in the system. And the system continues to mature and to be better. When IFMIS started, IFMIS is the system that we use to make our budgets and administer budgets. I know KBC uses IFMIS.
Yes.
When IFMIS started in 2013, there was a lot of noise, okay? But within 1 year, 2 years, everyone nowadays uses IFMIS. No one complains. Even businessmen use IFMIS, okay? When eCitizen started in 2016, a lot of noise. But by 2018, 2019, everyone uses eCitizen. In fact, it is so convenient, you just renew your driving license.
Okay.
1 year down the line after SHA, 1st of October 2024 to now, just 1 year and a few months. Within a few months, as we continue to explain and to make the system better, there will be no. It will be so simple. Okay. You just go Afya Yangu, you see what the doctor is doing, you see your money, you see your disease, you see your medicines. Takuwa nywe.
All right, PS, I have just like about a minute, and I need you to deal with the question of the Kenya-US health deal, and particularly the constitutional issues raised regarding safety, particularly patient data and public participation. Does that deal, do you still intend to continue with that deal, and how do you address those challenges?
We are very grateful to our long-standing friends, the partners, the U.S. government. The U.S. government is the largest bilateral. Bilateral means government to government. Then partner that we have in Kenya. They are responsible for a lot of our partnerships, and not just in health, in security, in agriculture. Most of some of the big things that we do is the U.S. government. And that friendship started long time ago. USAID has been here, has been giving a lot of money to NGOs. And I want to demystify that. The money that we are getting from the US government, which we now have put in this framework, is the same money that was going to NGOs, okay? What we are doing is just to make sure that there's continuity. Remember, USAID was scrapped off and it stopped working through the stop work order. But the US government has been assisting us to run our healthcare system, to buy medicines for ARVs, for malaria, to do surveillance. And so we cannot stop it because there are patients that are on medication as we speak. Okay. All the malaria medicine that we are giving right now was bought by the US government. Okay? So when you tell us to stop it, what am I stopping? Am I stopping giving somebody medicine?
You can't stop.
So it is not even humane. It's not even possible. And so what we are doing is that we are explaining to the court, we respect our courts, we respect our civil society, we respect Okia Omtata, but let him know that the patients in Busia have gone to his office because they are now worried that why does Okia Omtata want to stop our treatment? Now, Dr. Oluga has told the patients that don't worry, don't demonstrate against Okia Omtata. We have assuring you that your medicines will be here. We are going to court because we are also interested in strengthening our systems. Today we were with the US government. You saw our cabinet secretary with the acting ambassador. We have been trying to prepare to implement, because to implement means that you have to put a roadmap. So when the court will tell us now implement, which we know they will tell us, because the health workers have also told us. In fact, the health workers are telling us, why are you even with the court? We negotiated to employ 13,000 health workers. 13,000. People don't have jobs. Hospitals lack nurses. We want to employ people. And then somebody says, stop. What are we stopping? Are we stopping treating people? Now, the questions around data, the questions around privacy have also been executed. The agreement says that we will use the Kenyan law. Okay. The Kenyan law are three. Number one, there is the Constitution, Article 35. Number two, there is the Data Protection Act, which says every data must be controlled. And we have appointed the CECs as the controllers of the data. Okay. Number three is the Digital Health Act. The Digital Health Act talks about two things. Number one, confidentiality of your privacy. So if we are treating you for something, we will never say Oluga is suffering from this disease. But if Oluga and John and somebody, they are all suffering from that disease, we can say that 20 Kenyans are suffering from this disease. You understand? Yeah. Now, that is what we call aggregate data, okay? So now, digital health says confidentiality, privacy. We are not going to disclose anyone's private information. But number two is that where data needs to be disclosed, because healthcare is not about protecting data. It's about using data. So if there is a disease outbreak in Kibera, like we had a cholera outbreak. Now, because of the digitization, I can identify a disease outbreak, because that day we saw in Mutwini, there's a hospital called Mutwini in Dagoretti, you know it. We identified 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of them have come with diarrhea, okay? So in my system, which I have here on the dashboard, I can see the spike. When I see the spike, it alerts me. When it alerts me, I start to see, oh, these 30 people have all come with diarrhea, and they all come from this place, slum called Kawangware. So I immediately send a team there. They go check the water. They find, oh, we are having cholera. So I can respond fast so that cholera does not spread. You know, just the previous year, in 2022, 2023, do you know how many people died in Nairobi of cholera? 39. Okay? Do you know how many people have died this year of cholera? And last year, 0. You know why? Because of digitization. You know why? Because of sharing data. Okay?
That is quite interesting. And but very quickly, again, because I see there's some grace for us in terms of time. We're dealing with this temporary suspension, and dealing with this deal in itself. What are the exact expect from this deal in less than a minute, very quickly? In less than a minute, 3 things. One is that we want to use this to build hospitals to give services better. So we are calling those strategic interventions, okay? So we want to put diagnostics, laboratory systems. That is where we are going to put a lot of money to make sure that diseases can be diagnosed early, because many Kenyans take almost 5 months to get to know the disease that they have. They go to this dispensary, the doctor is not sure, the x-ray is not working, all of that, diagnostics. Number 2, which is very important, we want to use this to strengthen resource mobilization so that we are sustainable, so that even when the US walks away later, SHA is working, everyone has money. Our Kenyans who are extremely poor, we will pay for some of them, the Social Health Authority. Some of them who are having money, they have workshops, they have hardware, they are selling mandazi, but they are hiding, they are not contributing. We will follow them and make sure they are contributing, so that we do something called revenue measures. We get more money so we can pay for more people. The last one, which is very, very important, is that we want to make sure that there is medicines all over. That is why KEMSA is key for us. So we are going to put in a lot of money to make sure HIV medicines, TB medicines, commodities for malaria. In fact, we are starting, next week, we are spraying malaria, okay? Because malaria is still killing 12,000 Kenyans. 12,000 Kenyans. Malaria. 12,000 Kenyans dying every year. Why? Mosquitoes. So we are going to do spraying of mosquitoes, buying malaria medicines, making sure that the things that are not there are there. With this deal, a patient's data is safe. This is the best thing that Kenya has ever had. I have said before, Our Excellency is the one that negotiated. He went, he met with the Secretary of State earlier, by the way, in Unga, September, not this one of December when we were signing. Now then, when the president has done that, he gives orders to workers like myself, the PS, and he says, Dr. Oluga, I want this thing done. Now, Dr. Oluga is also a professional. Dr. Oluga is also a world-class negotiator. So, beyond the political leadership, I can also be held responsible. I am challenging anyone in the world to read and tell me this part is wrong. And by the way, Kenya is the only country that the deal is public. The only one. The US has signed 15 of them. The only one that the deal is public is Kenya. So you can read sentence by sentence. Then you can judge whether this Dr. Oluga is a true professional that he claims to be or not. Okay? All right. Dr. Ouma Oluga is the Principal Secretary, State Department for Medical Services. And thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Can we host you sooner?
Any day. Okay. I've told you that is why we're here. Okay. And this is work to make sure Kenyans understand, to make sure we work together. We are not perfect. We are not there. But the road is clear. The journey is long. We are halfway.
All right. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us tonight. Dr. Ouma Oluga, we wish you the very best as you dispense your duties. This is where we interview. We'll be back with business and sports.